goal, she left him.
Third goal of the night, and it's hat-trick number 9, Harvey Saunders.
Out loud.
I think I fancied that one out.
.4 defeat to Darlington out of the Durham Challenge Cup. I mean, what are your thoughts on that performance today?
Yeah, very disappointing really. I think we conceded very easily. The goals that we conceded right at the start of the game, 3 minutes in, give ourselves a bad start halfway through the second half and then just before half time. So at 2-0 at half time you think maybe we could get back into it, and the way the second half went, we had more opportunities than they did. But there was a difference in class ultimately. I think they caused us problems because they worked well, the front three or the front two in the attacking midfield. They worked well and dropped off at times, and we couldn't deal with that. We didn't pass men early enough or quick enough, and we conceded too easily. And then when we do have chances in the second half to go and score 1, 2, possibly even 3, we don't take them chances, and they go and score a fourth when we were down to 10 because we'd used all our subs and Sonny's got an injury. So yeah, disappointing.
I mean, first half felt like a bit of a friendly at times. I mean, I don't know if you agree with that. I mean, a bit of a lack of intensity from ourselves.
I think it's a little lack of belief that leads to that, because you think, do you believe that you can win the game? Do you believe you can beat a team like this, which we've showed we can do in the last round? But it seems like we've got to go half an hour or half time or 60 minutes before we believe we can win. Sometimes it wasn't like that last week, but it's like we came today and everybody's looking around for somebody else to do it instead of taking a grip of it yourselves, and it's not good enough really. And if we're going to progress and we're going to get to the top of our league and progress onwards, then we have to improve.
And obviously earlier today you would have seen that it was going to be like a full strength Darlington team. And what were your thoughts when you saw that?
It was a strong team from what they had out on Saturday, and some good players played in there, some young players as well. They mixed it up. The young players didn't look like they were off the pace at all. But we did impose ourselves on that, and that's the problem. We were probably still a little bit dazzled by that, and just I don't know whether we just expected to lose tonight, some of the players, or what went wrong with it, but yeah.
And sort of improved in the second half. Is there elements there that you can take a positive from?
Well, yeah, I mean, we changed the formation a little bit, which going to a 4 at the back helped, I think, rather than 3. Players knew the jobs a little better, and then we attacked with a bit more intensity. If Chris Stockton scores his goal to make it 3-1, or his chance, sorry, to make it 3-1, that possibly leads to other things. Goalkeeper's made a couple of really good saves. Adam Nicholson's stretching for one with his head, which he can probably volley in if he sets himself a bit earlier, and on and on and on, really. And you just think, if we're a bit more professional about how we conduct ourselves all the time,
yeah,
I don't think we'd lose 3 goals in the first half, and we would score some in the second. But that's just got to change a little bit.
Well, what do you think the answer is? I mean, do you have anything up your sleeve? Or
yeah, it's not one. You're not wave a magic wand. I mean, I'm not going to start talking about players that are missing, because you can only talk about what's there. But unless you approach the game in the right manner, then especially against a quality team, then I would expect us to lose the game. So we'll prepare ourselves right for Saturday, and we'll try and put this behind ourselves. And you've got to focus on the negatives sometimes. I mean, people say that you can't. Don't focus on the negatives, focus on your positives. You've got to be aware of them, what your downfall is, and why we concede goals sometimes quite easily. I mean, one that's come off the post, it comes back, and their forward is there quicker. The 4th goal, it's double save, and their forward is there quicker. We cannot be second to things like that and expect to win games. That's an easy thing, and that's 2 of the goals. So, but there's plenty for us to talk about and work on.
And coming up Saturday, Shildon, a quality Northern League team. I mean, how are you feeling about that one?
Really positive. I think we'll go into the game on the back of obviously a win already. We think that we've got a couple of games in hand, and should we win those, we could go up to 4th or 5th, I believe, and then start pushing it again. But we must approach the game properly, and we must be positive with what we do, and very mindful about how we defend, and not switch off. A lot of the time we seem to just wander around at times without knowing what's around us. So if we can start focusing a little bit more on things like that, then yeah, hopefully we can win the game.